This is A's Cast Live, your comprehensive look at the Oakland Athletics.
Rooker, it's a fly ball to deep center. Robert going back at the track. He will turn and watch it fly.
And 29 other MLB clubs.
Adolis Garcia sends one the other way. That sends Carroll back. He's at the line. And the legend grows. Ronald Acuna, another milestone in a truly historic season.
Julio with an absolute Newcomb to left field.
It's Glaber Day. And like a good Glaber, Torres is there.
Join us as we take you inside the baseball universe. From humidors to Stuff Plus to walk-off dingers, we have you covered. Spend your afternoon with us, only on A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
You know, we got a great show for you today. We have Sean Newcomb, A's left-hander. We got the original opener, Ryne Stanek. We've been following Ryne Stanek's career from a Ray to a champion with the Astros to now with the Mariners. I have wanted him with you here. Big, right-handed, throws hard, flowing hair, glasses. Why wouldn't you like him? He's like a professional wrestler coming out there. I know. I found out today we have contacted him before, so there is potential for Ryne Stanek to be an A someday. I think he'd be a great A. This is one of the top pitching coaches in the world. We call him Dr. Emo now. George in San Francisco. Scott Emerson joins us here on A's Cast Live to kick off the show from the field on a Wednesday before the Athletics take on the Mariners. You know, a lot of people think that when we're standing here before the lights and the cameras go on, and we have this big show that people are going to watch live, listen live, and then go back and download. They think that we're talking spin rates, vertical, horizontal, all these kinds of things, hot zones. We were actually talking your favorite wrestler of all time, and our wrestlers, our favorites all time, were foes and had many battles against each other.
Yeah, Jimmy Superfly Snuka off the top rope.
It's one of the greatness.
He went after Macho Man.
Macho Man was my guy, and then I think we both agreed that one of the, a lot of people would say the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. Other people might say one of the best talk shows of all time was Rowdy Piper and Piper's Pit.
Piper's Pit, great show. Brought on all the great wrestlers, and at the end of that show, there was always going to be a fight.
Well, there was violence.
There was very much so.
The odds that you came on that show and you weren't going to get hit, a chair over your head, somebody sabotaging the interview, you getting ambushed, but there's a good chance.
Snuka got hit over the head by Piper with a coconut. Opened up his forehead, and he was bleeding all over.
Yeah.
Made for great TV.
We don't do that here on A's Cast Live.
No, this is like a real.
Yeah. You're going to be
not
okay.
That wrestling's not real, but this is real.
You're going to be okay. How are you?
Doing good. Good. Yeah.
Everything?
Can't complain. Guys are out there grinding, working hard, and that's the whole team. It's they fight each and every night, and we talked about. I talked with Ken Korak today about the process, and the guys are getting out there and trying to get one day better. And if you watch our games, we're in a lot of games, and we're fighting, and we want to win more games than you lose, right? That's the nature of the business, but. Be more competitive than we were last year. I think it's been a lot more fun.
We play a clip of yours a lot in the post-game show when the callers call in where you say Rome wasn't built in a day.
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about the process and doing things leading up to having a better team. And the things that we do is stress, fundamental baseball, play hard, run everything out, throw strikes, make pitches, and just kind of grind each and every pitch, one pitch at a time, one at bat at a time. And our guys, for the most part, I think they're doing that. We're out there competing, and the wins and losses aren't showing up yet, but hopefully they will soon.
But when I ask how are you doing, because so much that what we do with the coaching staff and with the manager, you're always talking about everybody else. So, here we are almost a third of the way through, probably more than a third of the way through. How's everything for you? How's everything for you mentally? You got to coach these guys. When guys get hurt, you got to go through it. What's it like for the pitching coach at this point in the season?
Yeah, it's definitely a mental grind. We've had some injuries here recently, so you take that. I take it personal. I take it to heart because, it's their guys' career, and like I said, we want them to get one day better. So, sometimes you're up late at night wondering how you can help people stay on the team, and you're wondering how you can get them one day better all the time. And baseball is important to me, important in my life, and I stress about it, and I got to learn to be a little bit better about that. But I think when you're in this position and you want to win for the players on the field, for the front office, for the fans in the stands, for the community, it can be stressful. But I mean, that's life, right? I mean, I could be doing something else that I probably would be hating each and every day. At least I enjoy coming into the field and working and trying to get everybody one day better.
Is there like a key that you've learned that at some point you got to make things a little fresh because it gets stale? I mean, we're now in June. We're about to hit July. We start talking about the dog days of summer. I mean, it's warm here, but this is nothing compared when you get the Midwest, the South, the East Coast. You're going to have that humidity. Things start to get, the repetition every single day. At what point do you start thinking, with some of the things that you say to the guys, I gotta freshen things up a little bit, like how a teacher does?
Yeah, I think that's constant. I'm constantly looking at the studies out there. I'm constantly looking at how people are teaching pitching and trying to formulate my own opinion through it, and take information from everybody and decipher what I think is good and what I think is bad. And that's the fun part of being the doctor, I guess, whatever you're calling me. But that's the part of, if you think about, my dad always used to say this, what doctors do is they practice medicine, right? They're practicing and they're constantly experimenting. And each and every day you're looking at video, you're looking at pitch usage, and you're getting information. The toughest part is there's a lot of information in today's game. And I mean, when I'm saying there's a lot of information, there's a lot of information, right? That's being thrown at you, and it's good information. Don't get me wrong, but there's just so much of it. Should we be doing this? Should we be doing that? Because everybody else has different thought processes and different theories, and come to a different analysis. We all analyze something, and we all could be thinking the same thing, but we arrive hopefully we're arriving at the same point at the same time with maybe different ideas and thoughts. So I think for me, translating stuff to the players, you always try to keep it simple. You always try to really kind of make it their idea sometimes, because if they're not bought into what they're doing, it's a really tough sell. So there's a lot of information that you kind of push over, and there's a lot of information that you're taking. So that can be stressful too, because you're hearing a lot of, different theories and thoughts. But I love it. I wouldn't want to do anything else.
How much of it too is when you're looking at all this information, do you look at, say, well, this will work for one of my guys, and this over here, this will probably work for that? How much when you're going through the information to where we're not thinking about all 13 pitchers, you start to think about the pitchers individually, where, some stuff will work for one guy and some stuff will work differently for another guy, but everybody can kind of use something.
Yeah, I always took from our old farm director, Keith Lipman, about, each pitcher is his own corporation. And you work within that corporation, and you're a drop down in that menu. So you got fastball pitchers, you got breaking ball pitchers, you got soft tossers, you got command guys, you got stuff guys, you got guys that you just happy to throw it in the box and change speeds. You got guys who can move the baseball around to different quadrants of the strike zone. So, if we know what everybody is in their corporation, you just say you're the pitcher, you're the president of your corporation, and we're coming in with, hey, this is what is a good idea. And if you're a smart president of the corporation, you're listening to your resources, right? You're not just wanting to be the smartest one in the room. You're listening to your resources. Hey, this is what they're telling me. You don't tell a guy to use more breaking balls because it's not a very good breaking ball. You're telling guys to use more breaking balls because it's coming up analytically as a good breaking ball. Now you got to tell them, okay, this guy you throw more breaking balls to. This guy is a good breaking ball hitter, because there's good breaking ball hitters out there. This guy, you show it more, chase more. So, there's a game within a game. And like I said, there's so much information out there. You're just trying to get each guy to build his corporation the best that they can build it.
So you took that from Keith Lipman. I'm not going to take it from you. I love that. Each guy is his own corporation, because it's true. It's my career, right? It doesn't matter what sport we're talking about. You take a tennis player Tennis players switch coaches all the time. Golfers switch coaches all the time. It's your career. I like that. You're the corporation. You got to figure out how to work within this corporation.
Yeah, and
some corporations are a lot bigger and stronger than others.
Right. Obviously, we got some guidelines within our corporation, right?
Yeah.
We got some rules or some things that we like, and that's what we go out, and our front office does a great job of acquiring those type of players that fit within our guidelines and our system. And if they don't, and then they come in, it's you're kind of you sit on the fence for a while, and then you got to decide. Sometimes I got to go to guys and say, look, your corporation is, your
stocks
value.
Are down, baby.
Stocks are down right now. This is what you have to do to get your stock back up.
You tell them about the stockholder meeting. It didn't go well.
Yeah. And there's, obviously there's going to be some difficult decisions.
Yeah.
And, being the pitching coach, I'm generally the one that's got to go into those decisions and take the information from everybody. But I got to go to that guy and say, hey, listen, if we're not going to do this and you're going to keep doing things your own way and you're failing, that's not good for you. So let's try to do something a little bit different and here's the data that we see. I mean, we got a great data team that helps us out, and they put all great stuff together. And then I go through it and see what we can do. We talk about it, and we try to get guys to turn the corner in the right direction and get their company going.
All right. I don't want this to be controversial. I'm just going to be honest with what I see. I think it's very easy for the narrative to be, there's a lot of guys hurt. Okay. My problem is the guys that were hurt weren't throwing well. And I could look at that however it works. Like in football, you can say I got guys hurt. Yes, but the backup wide receivers have come in and they've been productive. I see what Mitch Spence. I look at what I'd like to see of Joey Estes. So it's like, yes, guys are hurt, but the guys you've brought in to replace them have been very competitive. Is that fair to say?
Yeah. I mean, I think, if you look around the game and you look at the elite guys and the guys that stay healthy the most, that they have the better deliveries. And what comes with the better deliveries comes with probably more strikes. And the more strikes you throw, the quicker your innings can be. You don't want guys to go out there and have 20 pitch innings and you look up, he's 100 pitches in 5 innings. You want 15, 16 pitch innings so they can go 6 and 7 innings. So, I take it as like, you got a drag car, right? A drag racing car. And that thing takes off. What's it trying to do? It's trying to go as fast as a human possibly can to get from the green light to the line at
A
the
to
end.
B.
A to B as fast as you can. That driver just moves that steering wheel just a little bit. That car's in trouble. You hit a pothole in the drag race in the road, that car is in trouble. So if you look at guys who pretty much stay consistent with their mechanics and they're moving towards their target and they're on time with their release, those are the guys that in general are more sustainable. And those guys are starters. And you look at guys that are the dragster, sometimes they got to be moved to the bullpen because they can only do 1 race or 2 races at a time before that car gets into trouble.
And if we've got potholes, we got to find ourselves a new track.
We've got to find ourselves a new track.
A great way to explain the third time through the order, because so many people have like this negative connotation about it. Like, I can't believe we're taking a guy out. But Ryan Spilborghs did a great job on our show talking about what you talk all about is how hitting's timing. And we want to disrupt the timing of the hitter. He talked about how it's like a dance partner. You like a dance partner, and the second time you dance with the partner, and then the third time, you're way more comfortable. It's just how it is the third time dancing with somebody than the first time you dance with them. So it really isn't about the amount of pitches. It's just the fact that the third time, especially the fourth time through, these hitters have now seen, and they're just far more comfortable. So we've always like portrayed it as this real negative thing. It's just a reality that the hitters now, wouldn't you say, have just become far more comfortable with your stuff and what you have to offer a third time through. Therefore, the idea to replace that starter a third time through, you go, makes sense because the new guy coming in, you're not comfortable with.
Yeah, I think that, everybody used to say, it's the pitch count, it's the pitch count, it's the pitch count. In reality, it is the third time and the fourth time through the lineup. Every pitch you throw, I'm hoping if I was a hitting coach would think my hitter's getting intel on the pitch. He knows where the release point is. He knows what his spin looks like. He knows the velocity. He knows the break of the pitch. So every pitch he sees, the first at bat, he sees 5 pitches. And the second at bat, he sees another 5. He's 10 pitches into seeing his pitches, seeing his breaks. Now, hopefully, if you can get a hitter out on 2 or 3 pitches or less, by the time that third time comes through, he might not have seen these pitches enough to really. He hasn't gotten the intel yet, and that's one thing. We talked about to our starting pitchers is like, hey, you guys want to get through the lineup a third time. You can't be at 75 pitches in 4 innings and expect to go a third time through because they got all this intel. They've seen all these pitches the whole entire first 2 at bats. So are you good enough to get these guys out on 3 or 4 pitches or less? Then the intel, they don't have it. Now, let's just say you 1 at bat was all curveballs and 1 at bat was a lot of sliders. Well, they haven't seen the fastball yet. Now you can set the fastball up to get to those pitches. So there is a game within a game. But I always tell our guys, use your weapons when they're needed to be used. Don't try to hold off on a breaking pitch second time through if you need it first time through, because I've seen too many times where guys have said, well, I'm going to try to hold on to a breaking ball until the second time through, and they're down 3-0, and Max Scherzer just shuts us out. So we can't do that.
How big is 1 pitch, 1 out?
Yeah, one pitch, 1 out, 1 pitch at a time, first out of the inning. I remember one time I had a manager say, Emo, I hate 2-out walks. And I said, okay, I'll tell him to walk the leadoff guy. Now, how much pressure you're going to sit there the whole inning and be upset the whole entire inning. Walks are part of the game. We all hate them. We all know that pitchers aren't trying to throw balls right down the middle. That happens too. But the game is the game for a reason, and it's the best execute more than the guy who's not as good.
It's just fact.
It's just fact. You want to be real good, execute better.
Yeah.
Execute more.
And you do it more often. You do it longer, and it's just something, the great ones, everybody just thinks for some reason, everybody just thinks it's stuff. It's execution.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the elite pitchers have stuff and execution. The other guys, you got to execute. At some point in time, it's about execution. As much as I love ball flight information, I probably love it just as more than a lot of people, because I that's what I do for a living, is try to make you have good pitches. But if you execute certain zones of the plate with bad stuff, you still win more times than not. You're still pretty good big league pitcher if you can execute those pitches. If you can execute those pitches with good spin rates and good break numbers and good verts on your 4-seam fast, then yeah, obviously if you can execute a 4-seam fastball at the top of the zone with 18 vert or above, you're going to be really, really good. But if you throw a 14 vert and above at the top third and you actually execute that, you're going to be really good as well. It's the ability the guys who have to throw pitches down the middle, that's when stuff really has to show up.
Can you read certain numbers? Because I know they can in golf. They'll tell you, TrackMan, of how you're bringing the club from the inside. They can tell you that if you're at these numbers, you're going to hit a tight draw every time. Doesn't matter what your body is, how tall you are, what shaft, what head, they know these exact. Do you have that with pitching, that if you have a pitch is at this spin, it's breaking this way, ends up this way, I know it's going to get somebody out, or it's going to be really tough.
Yeah, you have a general idea of
numbers.
The numbers. You have a general idea of how the horizontal movements. The guy, everybody gets enamored with big horizontal movements, but if you got like 25 horizontal and the plate's only 17. Man, your ball can run off the plate. Now that can be a good thing; they can swing off the plate, but
you could bring it around a guy.
Yeah, I mean, so I have a general idea, but I don't get the vertical approach angle, how steep the guy is coming in, whether he's coming in this steep or whether he's coming in this steep on his pitch. I don't get those during the game, and then I don't know where the forearm angle is and the hand at release. I don't get those during the game, but sometimes I'm calculating up on this when other parks have numbers. I'm kind of calculating and kind of knowing how his ball flight is and where it's moving.
You said something the other day with Kelnick, where you said, I think it was J.P. Sears, threw the right pitch, executed it, right spot. Kelnick normally doesn't. It was a ball in the left center, right?
Fastball away. Yep.
Double. It's not, if you look at his heat map, that's blue. It's not red.
Right.
It's just sometimes you got to tip your cap.
Yeah, sometimes, now you reverse engineer what happened, right? You kind of go back in time and you say, okay, he probably hit it because it was 2-0. He probably was guessing fastball, and he got the bat out in front a little bit and drove the ball into left center field. So it's easy to go back and be that Monday morning quarterback sometimes, but I do like to reverse engineer some pitches and figure out, okay, why does this guy got to hit? You throw too many 0-2 breaking balls in the zone, they're bound to get hit, because what are they trying to do? They're in protect mode and they're getting something soft, and now they can get the barrel out there. That's why the power of the fastball can move the pitch around a little bit and be unpredictable, and then we can get back to the breaking ball.
All right, two more, one on a player. How's Lucas Ursig?
Lucas played catch today, and
that's good news, right?
We're taking one step at a time with Lucas.
Okay. Blackburn in the boot, it's going to be a long time, right?
Well, Blackburn's playing catch, and obviously, we put him on the 60-day.
Yeah.
But our medical staff is going to do the best thing to get Paulie back as soon as he can get back.
I will get you a pen and paper if you need it. Last one. I keep hearing this positionless staff. We're only allowed 13 pitchers, right? So 9 innings, 162 games. If you win a positionless staff, so what I mean by that is no one's a starter, no one's a reliever. You're just a pitcher. You just show up.
American Legion style.
Yeah, it's like I got a tournament team.
Yep.
Now, obviously, we don't have a 40-man roster with the tournament team. Guys will get hurt. We'll need guys. Is it possible, in your opinion? Because the whole point was like, well, if I got a great pitcher, I now could pitch him more in a week, 3 here, 2 there, versus maybe just 2 starts. Could that work out? We're not going to gear anybody, your starter.
You basically have 13 relievers.
You'd have 13 pitchers. You just have 13 pitchers. You have 13 pitchers.
Yeah.
Could you map it out where you could just physically cover all the innings?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the option system would work and help you out as well. But you would definitely need to have guys that have the ability to go 75 pitches, and you'd probably need more pitchers being able to go 35. You look at pitching now, guys are going out for 1 inning and they're being that dragster for 1 inning.
Yeah.
And, maybe they got to slow it down a little bit and drive the NASCAR because they got to go 2 or 3 innings. So it'd be a little bit different style of the game, would actually be a little bit different, in my opinion, if more guys had to pitch multiple innings.
Because you couldn't baby anybody. You need all 13 guys to give you innings.
Yeah, there's going to be guys, that are going to be, you really definitely have to commit to this and say, okay, this guy threw 45 pitches. He gets 2 days off for sure. 2 days off. He doesn't warm up. He doesn't pitch. What you would eliminate bullpens. If you look back in the 30s, my understanding was when they started playing more games consecutively and they decided to go to a 5-man rotation is when guys started throwing bullpens. In a 4-man rotation, they didn't throw bullpens. They just pitched, took the 3 days off, pitched, took the 3 days off, pitched. And then once we started going to a 5-man rotation, the pitcher said, I'm taking too much time off. I need to throw in between. So in this format, 13 pitchers, you probably wouldn't have too many bullpens. You wouldn't waste bullets in the bullpen.
It's interesting. You think it's doable?
I think anything is
now,
doable.
Remember, you can only option a guy down 3 times.
I think it's 5.
In a season?
I think
it's 3.
Well, we're close on Hogan Harris then, right?
Oh, you're Basso?
Yeah.
I got to check. Is it 3 or is it 5? I thought it was only 3 times you can go
and then
up and down during a season.
I think it's a certain number of days you're down.
It's like 10.
Has to count.
Unless somebody gets injured.
Right.
So you really would have to
utilize
your AAA roster a little.
Well,
this isn't just we're going to when we're hurt.
Yeah.
You'd have to manufacture.
Well, what you'd have to do is you'd have to have confidence in all 13. That's one. The reason why you have starters and setup man and relievers is because when the game's on the line, those are the guys you want pitching, right? There would be days you'd go into games and go, this is your 5 guys. That's it. The other 8 are not pitching tonight. You got to try to win with these 5, and you'd have to commit to that. And it wouldn't be easy, but if you would do that, you have to be able to commit. And that's patience. And you got to have a lot of patience if that was the case, in my opinion.
Would you be able to be okay with, I don't have that one big gun anymore? Because he has to fit in the ecosystem now. I can't just say, this big gun's great, I'm throwing him out there 7. That disrupts the ecosystem throughout a year. Everybody has to be, you're going 4.
Yeah.
No matter how great you are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Nolan Ryan. I'm sorry, Randy Johnson, Greg Maddux. You're only going 4.
Well, you got to probably have 7 guys with the ability to throw 50 pitches.
5. You can go down 5 times. I thought it was 3.
I won.
I just looked. It said 5.
5. So you can go down 5.
Yeah.
So Basso's already new. Hogan's what? Been sent down
I think
twice.
they've both been twice.
Both twice. So you'd have to really manage that different. It wouldn't just be for injuries. You would have to manage workloads and win guys.
Yeah, I think it's with our front office and our data team and understanding who we're playing next and how we're doing it. I think it's doable. It's work, but it's doable. And
so this idea is doable.
I believe so, but you got to commit to it. You got to feel good about the 13 you're running out there.
How good?
Well, if you play basketball, right, your 9th and 10th guy don't get off the bench.
Well, yes, his sweats don't come off.
Right, and in baseball, it's not like that. Your 13th guy has to pitch.
Emo, if we're going the old basketball analogy, the guys at the end of the bench aren't cheerleading anymore. They're playing lots of minutes.
That's the workload management stuff we got going on.
And by the way, my scorer is not playing all game long. And my scorer is – this is what I try – when guys come up, and this is always analytic, and we love data people. You love data people.
100%.
But it's the media data people who come up with this. It's like, wait a minute. I got a guy who wants to score and wants to play all game, and now I'm going to have to tell him, nope, you've got to fit in the ecosystem. How's the ego? How's my scorer going to feel when the guy that normally is at the end of the bench and sweats is now taking my minutes?
Yeah, well, that's when you're get to be a free agent and you get to say, how many minutes am I playing? You're playing 21 minutes. I'm not signing with you. I'm going to play 35 minutes and I'm going to score 35 points. And you're going to pay me this.
And I got to go to the GM and say, hey, I talked to Emo. He wants his touches. Emo needs his touches.
Yeah, and hoops. Hoops a different style, different game. I mean, baseball. You need all 13 guys, and that's what I said. If you're going to commit to something, it's patience, and then you'd have to really dive into who's pitching against who. What part of the lineup are you pitching against? He gets 7 hitters tonight. He gets 7 hitters tonight. You're just gonna. He throws 45 pitches. You better give him 2 days off. There would be a lot of, that's why no one's probably done it yet.
Fran Riordan, now the all-time leading winning manager down with the Las Vegas Aviators. I know you know him well.
Yeah, it's a great job for Fran, and congratulations to Fran. It's awesome.
He's a special guy.
Great guy.
And you need a special guy down at AAA.
Yep.
Okay.
Thanks for having me. As
You're
always.
the best.
And
you are the best.
Do. Paging. Dr. Emo.
It doesn't get any better than that
You
right
guys
here
crack me up.
on A's Cast Live.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Hey, Oakland A's fans, step up to the plate with Xfinity Internet. Get the fastest speeds and low-lag streaming for an incredible viewing experience that knocks it out of the park. And you'll have a consistent connection with reduced buffering and freezing, so you can stay in all the action inning after inning. When it's game time, make sure to catch it all with internet that's powerful and reliable. Stream sports from the best seat in the house with Xfinity, because it's only live once. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed. Many factors affect speed. For factors affecting speed, visit xfinity.com/network management.
Whether it's a midweek trip to the ballpark to catch a game or a weekend of baseball for the family, grab your tickets for an A's game this season. Secure your seats today for all the biggest matchups, fireworks, drone shows, giveaways, and more. Don't miss out on all the things happening this season.
Throws and set. It's a drive into center. It's deep, and Straw is back at the track. He will turn and watch it fly.
So grab yours now at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
Baseball season is officially here, and there's no better time to build your collection of Topps trading cards. Topps packs feature everything from top stars, rookies, game-used memorabilia, and autographs from players around the league, as well as special inserts and surprises. Visit your local hobby shop, retailers, and Topps.com to collect the first product of the season, Topps Baseball Series 1. Follow @Topps on social media to join the conversation and start sharing your collection today.
Hi, fans. This season, Kingsford Capital Management is the official hedge fund sponsor of the Oakland A's. At Kingsford, down to business is their way of seeing the world. Investing has its pitfalls, treacherous chasms of half-truth and despair. Kingsford's mission is to create opportunity through application of proven innovation and entrepreneurial focus with trust, tenacity, loyalty, and growth, establishing a strong reputation as a proven intendant and validated bedrock of American finance. Kingsford Capital, down to business.
This is the place where you can dance like nobody's watching, win like nobody's business, and get away like you mean it. So what are you waiting for? Come join the party. Take that evening out and make it a night you'll never forget. This kind of action can't be beat.
This is Chris Townsend. I'm proud to announce our year 2 partnership with Link Soul. They've changed my wardrobe, and they can do the same for you. And right now, their spring collection is fabulous. Natural fabrics and versatile styles, perfect for this time of the year. And they want to introduce their performance line for golf, premium for on-course apparel design, and to keep you cool and dry. Check it all out, linksoul.com. That's linksoul.com. Remember, look good, play good.
With more sunshine returning, it's time to get outside and make the most of what Cinnabar Hills Golf Club has to offer. Like 27 championship caliber holes tucked in the beautiful hills of San Jose. And take advantage of their amazing Bay Area views for your next special event. It's all for you at Cinnabar Hills Golf Club, an award-winning venue designed to peacefully take you away from the bustle of Silicon Valley. Go to CinnabarHills.com. That's CinnabarHills.com.
Being a Chevron car these days has been quite the adventure. Miami to Seattle, ocean to ocean. I've stopped at so many states and collected so many bumper stickers. Sometimes I feel like a moving passport book. It's just so great what I can do with Chevron with Techron, because it gives me unbeatable mileage and keeps my engine clean. Plus, there are so many Chevrons along the way. Now the only thing I'm worried about is where to go next and where to put all my new bumper stickers. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and Gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland and you get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding, love where you sleep.
If you're looking for a great place to eat and watch games, go see our friends at the Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek. The Chicken Pie Shop is one of the hottest restaurants in Walnut Creek. You're not going to find a better menu, and come try their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next private party or corporate event. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
And the underdog Oakland Athletics win their first championship since they were in Philadelphia in 1930.
Hi, I'm Raleigh Fingers, Hall of Famer, 3-time World Series champion with the Oakland A's and World Series MVP. Winning takes teamwork, skill, and heart. So when you need an ace for a personal injury lawyer that will win you the game, go with the winning team. Call Venardi Zerata at 833-VZ-FOR-ME or go to vzlawfirm.com. Venardi Serrata, the official injury law firm of the Oakland A's.
Like sports, business is about winning. Championship decisions are business decisions based on what it takes to help your company win. And that's why there's UBO Business Services, specializing in helping you win every day by streamlining workflows, managing documents, and providing the best-in-class office technology. Make your championship decision with UBO Business Services. Visit them at ubeo.com. That's ubeo.com.
Unlock offers and receive exclusive in-game features by downloading the MLB Ballpark app for iPhone and Android today. Plus, get the latest information on game times, schedules, and more.
A's Cast Live continues from Rickey Henderson Field. Here's Chris Townsend.
Whether it's a midweek trip to the ballpark to catch a game or a weekend of baseball for the family, grab your tickets for an A's game this season. Secure your seats today for all the biggest matchups, fireworks, drone shows, giveaways, and more. Don't miss out on all the things happening this season.
Throws and set. It's a drive into center. It's deep, and Straw is back at the track. He will turn and watch it fly.
So grab yours now at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
A's Cast Live continues from Rickey Henderson Field. Here's Chris Townsend.
I'm enjoying the show today already. If you guys don't like having the pitching coach, I'm about to say the GM, the pitching coach of the Athletics for a half hour, given his time like that, whatever you want to talk about, let me tell you something. You don't get that anywhere else. You're not getting that on audio. You're not getting on video. I think about it from the video aspect. Like most teams just have like a pregame show on their cable. Where are they getting that? You're not getting that. That'd be the whole show. Like our friends at NBC Sports California, A's Pregame Live. I saw Shooty Babbitt. I believe he'll be doing the show today with our good friend Brody Brazil later on. That'd be their whole show. You're not getting that. Well, you got that whole thing right there from the pitching coach, one of the top pitching coaches in all of the game. That is spectacular. Absolutely and the knowledge that you get, we are very, very lucky here on A's Cast Live to have that for you. We haven't even really been able to get into the game yet. We haven't been able to get into what's going on in Major League Baseball. We actually have a couple historic starts going on right now for Cleveland, for Baltimore. The run, I haven't even been able to check. I had it in yesterday in the notes. Literally the worst historic streak we may have ever seen in baseball. The Yankees and the Twins continue. It's like 121-44. Yep. I had it.
It's 121-44.
We taped. Is that what it is? Yeah. I had it for you last night in the post-game show. I mean, dating back to 02. 121 to what?
121-44.
And 16-2 in the postseason. Is it back in the notes today?
Their .733 winning percentage against them is the highest of any team versus single opponent, minimum 50 games played.
It is unreal. Skenes is going today.
Yankees are already up 4-0 on the Twins. Jesus. It's first inning. Skenes is going today. Apparently he's rolling through the Dodgers. Looks like Jared Jones did yesterday.
I heard today, the funniest thing, I heard one media member today talk about, Skenes, the fastball. You might know who I'm talking about. Skenes, fastball. I knew it'd play somewhat in college, but now that we're in the major leagues, I'm not so sure about horizontally how it plays inside the zone. And then on the exact same channel, like an hour later, I got my hair cut. I'm doing TV on Saturday and Sunday. I had to get my hair cut. Right? Got to keep the day. I get back in my car. Ryan Spilboards is like, Skenes' fastball is incredible. So the media member telling us about the horizontal and the vertical, horizontal, vertical, all of a sudden it's not that great. And then the guy who's the former player who's also into numbers, into the data goes, Skenes' fastball is incredible. Eventually, it all ends to this splinker that he's got going. That's unhittable. But isn't that amazing? Numbers from media guy wasn't always so impressed with Skenes' fastball. Guy who played goes, oh, my God, 100, 101. It's pretty incredible to go with the splinker.
Yeah, and the big thing coming into today was, it's Skenes versus Towny. Well, guess what happened in the first at-bat?
Towny walked.
Struck him out. Guess what Towny did in the second at-bat?
Walked.
Hit a 2-run homer. It's 7-2 Pirates in the third inning. James Paxton 1 2/3, 7 runs, 6 earned. Paul Skenes is through 3 with 2 runs allowed and 5 strikeouts. We're bearing the most important thing that happened. Bigger than our game last night.
The Sunshine Series.
Bigger than anything happened in Major League Baseball.
As much as you love the Rays and the Marlins.
As big as Jesus Luzardo's 5+ ERA. Gabe Kapler getting dressed in front of TikTok videos.
Whoa, do not. You cannot.
It's our friend.
You know, there's certain things that friends send you, and there's certain people that you work with and as a friend. I mean, Cody is my friend. He may not think of me as a friend. I think of him as a friend. I mean, he gets invited to my family stuff. He gets invited to holiday stuff. He sends me this TikTok video.
From Twitter. I don't have TikTok.
And I have no idea. What was it?
It was a Twitter video someone shared
but
from
Kapler's
TikTok. Yeah, from Kapler's TikTok, yes.
I have no idea what it is. And I hit play, and I go, is that Gabe Kapler? And it's Gabe Kapler getting dressed.
Yeah, very weird.
He looked great.
Yeah, I mean, for like, what is he, 48? He looked great.
Okay, Kapler's a handsome man.
Still not the biggest thing that happened yesterday.
I still will say that Gabe Kapler as a guest is phenomenal. And if you want to talk about baseball, you want to talk about physical health, you want to talk mental. I'm sticking up for my friend Gabe Kapler. You want to talk about physical health, you want to talk mental health. There's not a better in shape guy that's in, well, I would say manager, but in management.
He's assistant GM.
Gabe Kapler knows his stuff.
Big burger guy.
Is he a weird guy too?
Tells
Maybe?
you should, if you're only going on a small distance, you should walk. It'll take as much time as driving. Great TikTok video.
I'm confused on the Kapler video.
But we're still not talking about the biggest thing.
He's single too, right? He's
think
divorced.
So. Michael,
you know, hey, G-Cap, do whatever you want.
Michael, please play the biggest thing that happened last night.
Ferguson stretches and delivers. Slider, a little tapper, back to Ferguson. He fires to second for one, on to first, double play, and the game is over. And give Nick Allen credit. Ferguson made a good throw to second, but Allen threw a rifle shot to Lugbauer to double up McCoy. And the game ends with a stirring 1-6-3 double play, and Las Vegas wins the opener here in El Paso by a score 3-1.
With that win,
yes,
our friend, the leader of men, Fran Riordan, the all-time winningest manager in Las Vegas Aviators history, passing Jerry Royster, who had multiple stints with the team with 324 victories. So, Fran, congratulations to you. We sent him a text last night. He sent me back a very nice message. And then I told him, I said, if I had a table, I'd put Towny through it for you. And he sent back the crying emoji. So that's how the night ended for Fran Riordan and I.
Let me tell you something. How many people in this organization and this fan base knew about that last night and reached out to the skipper? A's Cast Live did, because Fran Riordan is a friend of the program.
I'm going to show everyone. I bootlegged it from the Aviators Twitter, but congrats to Fran Riordan. There's the graphic. All-time leader in wins in Las Vegas Aviators history.
He's a great man. And when we talk about how important this relationship is with it's the continuity in the system. That's why I always bring up the ecosystem, right? AAA is such a big part. We're sending guys down saying, Fran, fix these guys to get them back up here. Or we're bringing guys up to get them ready for the big leagues. There's all this going on that a AAA manager has to do, and also still has to do the job as a manager, and has to try and still win games and do strategy and do all that kind of stuff. It is not an easy job, and it is very important that there is a great relationship between AAA and your big league club and what is going on, and are we doing it the A's way? And Fran Riordan, I don't know, someday maybe a big league manager. I wouldn't be surprised, but everybody who talks about him, you talk about leadership, you talk about communication skills. So it may seem like a joke, a great leader of men. It's not a joke. He is a great leader of men. And all those wins with all the different players coming and going. Think about that. That's out of your control. Like who your best pitcher is, maybe here today, gone tomorrow. Who's your best 3, 4, 5 hitters? They're here for a week, gone tomorrow. Things change so fast, but always winning. No matter what the names are on the back of the jersey, Fran Riordan is always winning. And that's why I wonder who is the all-time Because there's also the Las Vegas Stars. I mean, that's
I think it's through the whole Las Vegas franchise.
Through the whole Las Vegas
because
franchise?
it's only been the Aviators for, I think, since we took over in 19, because they were like the 51s before and something
They're
else.
Las Vegas Stars for years.
But from what I've sent from my friend, Matt Nevert, who's one of the play-by-play broadcasters on there, he said he passed Jerry Royster, who was the all-time leading guy. He had multiple stints in like the late 90s and then the early 2000s.
Because think about two guys that are also, when we start talking about friends of the program, that were there a long time. One, the great Sandy Alomar Jr.,
first base coach of
who's
the
an
Guardians.
all-time an Indian.
Yeah.
They're Guardians and Indians. When we talk about players who play for the Indians, they're Indians. He's one of the all-time great Indians. There at Heritage Park, he has his plaque there. And then the other is a good friend that I work a lot with is Bip Roberts. Bip Roberts was in Las Vegas with AAA with the Padres for years. Had to hit 350 before Jack McKeon would call him up. You want to talk about how different? He'll tell you. He went back down because he was a Rule 5 pick, so he was with the Padres for a full year, went back down, and was there for, over a year. He had to be hitting 350 for the Padres to call him up. How different the world of baseball is. But you just think of the great traditions in these cities for AAA. I mean, King Korak can tell you all about, Phoenix and Arizona, their great tradition that they had all those years in AAA. Same thing for Las Vegas, all the great players that have gone through there. Nobody, and I mean nobody, has won more games as a manager than Fran Riordan in Las Vegas, Nevada.
I mean, 2019, he was the manager of the greatest offensive team we've ever seen in the history of
Move
baseball.
over, Elvis.
Fran runs Vegas.
Yeah, move over.
You think the Mobs will run that? Fran runs
Celine
Vegas.
Dion beat it.
Bruno Mars.
Beyonce, see you later. Garth Brooks are coming in for a couple weeks. Not if Fran says no. Fran runs. I was about to say the Valley of the Sun. That's Arizona. What's the nickname? Sin City. Sin City belongs to Franny.
We might have to go see him in Sacramento when the Aviators are up there. That's the only time. It's the closest they come to playing anywhere near us.
Well, Fresno used to be AAA.
Now they're low A. Now they're in the Cal League.
Well, yeah, they built a AAA part. Hey, talk about baseball doing a solid to the taxpayers. Hey, build us a AAA ballpark. Oh, they did. And then you regulated them like in soccer, and you made them an
relegated.
Relegated. It really is relegation.
Yeah, that's what it is. I mean, it's low A for the Rockies.
All right.
Hold on, the Cage Whisperer's walking by. Must have been time. He was just talking.
I mean, we're paying Johnny to go hug Mariners now. If we had, he probably hasn't gone to eat yet. So we've paid Johnny to show up, listen to Kotze, hug people, go have dinner.
He's catching up with Kirby Snead. I'm pretty sure it's Kirby Snead.
Yeah, it is. He's got the hair back.
The 1,000th player in Mariners history, Kirby Snead.
I mean, Johnny lives the life.
I would when I get older,
sleep in, work out,
I'd say
show
when I go,
up, hug people like a politician,
bro,
have free food, bro, and then go home. It's a good life.
I would say when I get older, I wish I'm like Johnny, but I would never say that.
That's a good point.
Yeah. What you mean? Rip off other people's research and give up bad hot takes?
Oh wow! Where are we on the show? I'm having such a good
447. We have 2 interviews left.
447. Okay.
They're on the shorter side too. So
I wanted to get into something that I looked at today, that it just goes to show that unless you give somebody a true opportunity, you never know. That's kind of how life is, right? Like Max Schumann, we've talked a lot about because we love the Max Schumann story. It's very, very special. I got another one that I'm going to throw it around to the fellas here. I throw it around to Johnny, but he's too interested in, instead of being a part of us, he'd rather be with the Mariners. I'm going to give it to you. Who do you think is the ultimate reverse splits guy on our ball club? Now, reverse splits mean if I'm left-handed, I hit left-handed pitchers better than I do right-handed. Or if I'm a right-handed hitter, which I was, means I hit righties better than lefties. Because the idea is, as a hitter, my eyesight, you see where I'm standing. You see where I'm standing. From a left-hander, it's going to come into me. So from an eyesight standpoint, it should be easier for me to see versus a right-hander who's throwing it, which would be coming out of my left eye, coming out of the side, especially where he is on the mound should be harder because the ball at first kind of looks like it's coming at me and not into me. It looks like it's coming at me and away versus a left-hander. That ball, I'm tracking it the whole way right into the barrel. Reverse splits.
Yeah.
So normally I would hit the opposite. Opposites attract.
Mark Hanna was a great reverse splits guy.
Bingo, because they were like, remember he came up and they only wanted to throw him against lefties and he couldn't hit lefties. He hit righties.
Is this guy a left-handed hitter?
You got 13 choices. We
don't
have deep benches anymore.
I was going to go J.J. Bleday.
Oh, you're going to go J.J. Bleday. Michael?
You can turn the mic on. It's the third one.
I'm going to go with
reverse splits.
That's a tough
he
one.
went J.J. Bleday.
That's a
I'm
tough
going to
one.
tell you it is not J.J. Bleday. So you're down to 12.
So you're not going to give me infielder, outfielder?
Right. You got 12. How hard is this? Do you guys watch this team?
How about J.D. Davis?
The answer is.
Oh, what about Patrick? He's far away. He can yell.
Too far away. Patrick, where would you go?
Don't look it up.
You got 11 choices now.
Toro.
Abraham Toro. He can have reverse splits because he's a
switch hitter.
You're off the board. Guys, you got to follow the team. Guys, check your notes. Who said that?
Check the notes.
Guys, it's in the notes.
I know this.
Billy Bean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Moneyball.
Guys, check the notes. Do I have to go over it again? Brent Rooker.
Oh, okay.
Who would have had Brent Rooker on the old bingo? Look at this. Look, is this not just action right here? Almost getting run over. Brent Rooker, who had him on the bingo card as the ultimate reverse splits guy?
I mean, this the numbers.
You ready for this?
Are you going over his numbers in the month?
No.
Or 14 games?
For the year.
Oh, okay.
Take a guess. What do you think he's hitting against right hand? Brent Rooker, who when he came here, he's going to hit against left-handed pitchers because he's right-handed. Because we are just, my God, our organization sometimes, you people in the front office watching this right now, and I know you're not watching, maybe you should. You've been so wrong on splits over the years. It's been unbelievable. He mentioned Mark Canha. Now it's Brent Rooker. What do you think he's hitting against right-handed hitters?
Well, if he's hitting
right-handed
he's hitting like
pitchers.
280 on the year, so I'll say he's hitting like 340 versus righties.
You're a little strong. He's hitting 302.
Oh, okay. So still over 300. 300 is pretty good.
Brent Rooker's hitting 300 against right-handed pitchers. You know he's hitting against lefties?
Well, if he's in 248. Oh, no, like 260.
220.
Oh. Drastic change between the two, a difference between the two.
Hello, reverse splits. He's got a 978 OPS against right-handers. 8 home runs, 30 RBIs. His OPS against left-hander. Still pretty good at 784 because he's hit some bombs. But 220 average versus 302. 8 home runs, 30 RBIs, a 978 OPS. Watch for that. The game inside the game, folks.
Did you go Herm Edwards on me? Hello?
Hello? You play to win the game. Reverse splits. We get we're like prisoners of data. Data's great, but it's not always right. So you need to understand, you got to let players play. You got to have confidence in the athletes that you have selected. You may have a game plan for them. You may have a game plan for a certain athlete. I'll give you a great example. You want one of the best examples that's going to hit you guys straight in the forehead and go, man, Townsend's right. When you draft a guy, you like a guy, you're going to give him an opportunity. You don't know exactly what he's going to be. You think he's going to be X, and he ends up being Y. I'm going to give you one of the all-time in Bay Area history of why you've got to allow a player to play and evolve, because you don't know what you got until you got it. That is Brent Rooker. The other guy I'm thinking about is future Hall of Famer Draymond Green. I know this for a fact because
Did not see you going there.
I started doing Warriors when he was drafted out of Michigan State. If you guys remember, my old partner on 95.7 The Game was Rick Bucher. Rick Bucher was the sideline guy for NBC Sports Bay Area. So we had to be at every single home Warriors game. So my talk show was always done from Oracle Arena. Bro, a rock star just walked by. You don't call, you don't write, we don't see ya. Come say hello to the fellas one time. God, some big leaguers. He's got some big leaguers, big leaguing people out here. All right, so I got to see the evolution of Draymond Green. I got to see it more than any of you Warrior fans, the biggest Warrior fans who you're throwing up your threes then, and you're doing you had your foam fingers were number one.
I watched every game at Michigan State.
Yeah, you and Tom Izzo, you're all buddies with Tom Izzo. I got to see the evolution of Draymond. We did his first interview during the season. There was pre-stuff. We did his first interview where he came up and he called us sir. Thank you, sir, for having me. Thank you, sir. He was obviously Michigan State players are trained to be very respectful to older people. Called everybody sir, said thank you to everybody. When's the last time you've heard Draymond Green call someone sir?
Well, you're now considered old media, and he's new media,
So, yeah, Draymond Green, what he is now and what he originally was is like two different human beings. I watched Draymond Green be the first guy come out and shoot. He and who else was he drafted with? Because the young guys always shoot first, which is way early, right? The better the players. David Lee would come out later. Remember, David Lee was the star player at the time before Steph was a guy with bad ankles and couldn't stay healthy. David Lee was the guy. We did the David Lee show, for God's sake. Remember that?
Yeah.
Were you around for that?
Yeah.
Did the David Lee show?
Who was the other guy drafted?
Was it Wiggins?
No, Wiggins is there now. It was like 2012-ish. Who would have been their first rounder? Because Clay was the year before. Oh, was it Harrison Barnes?
I think Harrison was already kind of a step. Might have been. I don't know. That's not the point. Point was there was two guys that came out and they shot. And one was Draymond, and it was before anybody. They hadn't even started. These are the days before they put the T-shirts on. But if they were to put the T-shirts, wouldn't even have been on yet. That's how early it was. Who was it?
Harrison Barnes is correct.
Harrison Barnes.
Proud of Iowa.
So these guys would shoot before anybody else, and we would be so early. Our show started at what, 2:00? We were 2 to 6.
Yeah. Yes.
We're at 2:00. Game's not till 7:40. That's how early we are. So we would see everything happen. I saw Draymond Green go from being the nicest kid in the world, NBA champion, worked harder than anybody else, to being the biggest pain in the ass in the NBA and a 4-time NBA champion. But you didn't know what you had.
Defensive player of the year. Don't shortchange.
You didn't know what you had until you played him. So you don't know what you have in Abraham Toro. You don't know what you have in Max Schumann. You don't know what you have in Brent Rooker. And another one, J.J. Bleday. J.J. Bleday, by the way, last 14 games hitting 273, 15 hits. By the way, 10 of those are extra base hits, 5 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 home runs. You didn't want to play J.J. Bleday against lefties. And we said on this program, and we said on the post-game show, play him every day. Stop this nonsense. He's an all-world talent. Let him grow. Play him every day. And look what you're getting. He's now playing every day. This whole front office splits, when we're going to play guys, we're going to overthink it. We overthink it. Sometimes you guys are brilliant with what you do. And sometimes you way overthink it. You got to let guys play and see what you got. And what are you finding? Brent Rooker is better right now. He's on pace. Do you know what he's on pace for?
Home run wise?
Yeah.
I would say probably 30.
It's
high
in
30s.
the notes. You saw it.
Did I?
Yeah, it's in the notes. 36. He's on pace for 36 home runs right now.
I was doing Aaron Judge's on pace earlier, and it threw me off.
What's he on pace for?
I think it's 55.
He
has 21 right now. I don't know what he's done today, but he had 21 going into today.
Every night I get home, I do my walk in the park, then I go outside, and I put my TV on, and I watch Quick Pitch. And every night now, he hits 2 home runs or a home run every night. It's amazing how hot. By the way, I
killed the Giants.
I got to give a little credit to the walking stiff, the land of the walking dead, Giancarlo Stanton.
15 homers now, I think.
He's got 15.
Soto's looking. Their top of the order is pretty good.
I still gonna go with the Mariner Moose when it all said and done. My guy Jerry DiPoto.
I don't know who's gonna be a bigger Mariner honk at the end. You or Johnny? Now Johnny's out there hugging everyone. He's trying to get on.
Well, I have traditionally hated the Mariners for all these years, but now I am going to be on the Mariner wagon, as I've buried both Bochy and the Rangers, and I buried the Astros already this year.
Well, let's see. They lost Javier. They lost Urquidy, and I think Bregman left last night with a falling ball of himself or something.
Wins
And
Verlander.
Kyle Tucker's hurt.
Wins Verlander getting traded.
Oh, wow. I think you will. I think they should trade some guy. I think Bray should look into trading Bregman. It's free agent.
If you don't want to sign him long term.
The guy that is going to get the most interest.
You saw what they did with Carlos Correa. Now, Carlos Correa to me is not apples to apples because Carlos Correa has had the issues with staying healthy. Bregman has been a great player for them.
This is like his first down year.
2-time World Series champion for them. But like they did with Bregman, with the Correa, I think they went to Correa. They said, here's $125 million. This is what we got. And they knew he wouldn't take it, but they made the offer anyway. I mean, with Bregman, if they really wanted to sign Bregman long term, wouldn't they have already done it?
Yeah.
Or
give him a second extension.
Or they're going to look like geniuses. And even though he's a Boris guy, right?
I think so.
Like
I don't know for sure. I'll look
like
it up.
even though he's a Boris guy, he hasn't. I mean, we've got so many guys haven't. MLB Now did their whole opening segment on what we've been talking about for years. These long-term contracts are crazy and they're awful. A's fans, I know you hate it, but I've been trying to tell you from a standpoint of winning baseball games, long-term contracts for these guys are a disaster. They do not translate into wins. They just do not.
He is a Boris guy.
It is so rare. And you know what? Houston, maybe they'll get him at a bargain deal, but I could see Bregman. MLB Now, you probably didn't see the opening.
Oh, I saw.
Did you see the opening?
I wrote down all the notes about J-Rod and
Fernando
Carroll.
Tatis Jr. Look at J-Rod. You look at so many of these guys. Corbin Carroll. I mean, we can go back to the yesteryear. All the big contracts are horrible. Recently, one was just in town with Chris Bryant. We can go through 95% of all of them have been absolute disasters. Lindor right now in New York is a disaster. But we went to the recent ones.
Yeah, these are extensions the teams are giving.
I mean, the Fernando Tatis, the numbers are so far down, plus there was the big suspension.
Yeah.
Corbin Carroll's been terrible right
He's like
now.
a 63 OPS plus today.
J-Rod's numbers are not even close.
Acuna's hurt again.
Again.
And then who was that? Was there another person on there? Oh, they were talking about Bobby Witt, but he's been pretty good. I mean, he just signed the deal, though. So let's see what he does after signing the deal for a year.
I do like the Bobby Witt one. But, yeah, we'll see.
Jim Bowden today did his early picks for the All-Star game. He had Gunnar Henderson starting over Bobby Witt. I think I'd still go Bobby Witt. I mean, they're both having incredible years. But they AL shortstop to visit.
That's like walking into the bar and seeing two beautiful people and saying which one. I mean, I'm not losing either way.
Who do you think had as the A's All-Star?
Mason Miller, of course.
He said Rooker just barely gets edged out by, I think it was Ryan Jeffers, the Twins catcher at DH, because the Twins have to have an All-Star.
We got a long way to go.
Yeah, true.
We're in early June.
We got another month.
The All-Star break is not till what, the
July
13th?
Yeah, I think the game's the 15th.
13th?
Yeah.
I'll be in Hawaii.
No. 14th's the last game.
Yeah, I leave the 13th, right?
Yeah, so the last game's the 14th. It's the 16th is the All-Star game. 16th's the All-Star game.
Well, you should stop your what is it? What is it? What is it?
It's the 16th is the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm leaving on the 13th.
Is the Sunday. 15th is Home Run Derby. Yeah.
I'll be on the Big Island in Hawaii. Baseball Betty, you can't see her on camera. The great Baseball Betty is here. One of our best fans ever. Should go into the fan hall. If we had a fan hall of fame, she should be in the fan hall of fame because no matter what, she's sticking with us. These players, this show, God love her. That she'll never turn your back on you. That's loyalty right there. Loyal to the soil. Baseball Betty, season ticket holder. You know Baseball Betty?
I've never met her. No, I know who she is, but I've never met her.
Yeah, I'll be in Hawaii. You want to talk about me being in Hawaii?
Do you know where I'll be? Baltimore.
What?
Well, the day you're leaving, I'm going to see Orioles Yankees.
Why?
Because we're going to Delaware for a few days for Rehoboth Beach.
Why?
That's where my buddies wanted to go.
You want to go be in the humidity of the East Coast in the middle of July?
It's fine.
Uh-huh.
It won't be that bad.
What?
I grew up there and vacationed there. It won't be that bad.
Yeah, and all you do is complain about it. Now you're saying you're going back to it.
It's okay. I can't. Hey, look, I can't go to Scotland. My wife is going to. We'll be laying in Scotland.
Then
later
again,
today.
I shouldn't be talking because it'll be humid as hell in Hawaii.
Yeah.
But it's the only way.
And you get to hang out with the Karate Kid. You guys will be there. Not same place, but same area.
Yeah. I'm like everybody.
Not planned.
Hey, I'm like everybody else. I don't watch the All-Star game.
Oh, wow.
Shots fired at the Midsummer Classic.
I don't watch either. I watch the Home Run Derby. I just go to it.
Yeah, how are those ratings for the old Midsummer Classic these days? Oh, we're all going to take selfies. Let me help you get your ratings back. And let the kids play has not been the way to do it.
The Home Run Derby's been really good, though. I've been to the last few.
People loved back in the day when they really thought the National League and the American League hate each other, and they're playing this game for real. It was a real game. For some reason, modern-day executives, modern-day baseball people, modern-day I love bat flips and I love what the cleats say on the cleats, they think that's what the fans want. No, fans love real competition. Why did everybody want to watch Tiger Woods? Because he was greatness and everybody wanted to beat him. It was competition. Why do they say, not to go on my soapbox, but why do they say super teams work? Why? Because there's a group that likes them and then everybody else hates them. It's called the New England Patriots and Tom Brady. Why did people want to watch the Patriots? Because you either liked them or you hated them, but you wanted to watch them. Wasn't Tom Brady was taking selfies with the other players on the other team and let the kids play. It was the great competition. Will the Patriots win or will they lose? I don't like the New York Giants, but when the New York Giants and Eli Manning were playing Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, I'm all about Big Blue and let's go Giants and beat those sons of bitches. I hate the Patriots, right? They spark emotion. This is why this whole, I don't know who it is. I'd like to call you out as a bunch of soft media members out there in baseball who don't get it. You don't understand it. But this whole don't throw at people. That's wrong. And fighting's bad. And let the kids play and all this kind of stuff is bad for baseball. You've weakened the soul and the competition of the game. It was better when the National League and the American League didn't like each other. And the guys stayed in the same leagues forever. And the game meant something. And people wanted to watch it. By the way, last year's All-Star game, going by what you guys want, where Big Papi's going around and talking to everybody and all that kind of garbage, lowest rated All-Star game ever. If you think that part of the entertainment works, then why don't people want to watch?
I couldn't tell you I didn't watch the game. So I'm one of the people that didn't watch it.
Neither will I anymore. There's no point.
I told you I went to the Home Run Derby. That's a way better experience.
Home Run Derby used to be great. You got 10 outs. How many home runs do you hit? And then it's over. Now it's round after round after round after round. And
4 minutes each round.
It's terrible.
Even if you look right now, even the NBA Finals ratings are down. I think I heard it was 15% or something. It's been down. And I think a lot of that's there's no Steph Curry, there's no LeBron, there's no Kevin Durant. It's all it's the Celtics and Mavs. Yes, the Celtics are in it, and you got the Dallas Metroplex area.
That's not small markets.
No, well, they don't talk about market size in basketball.
Oh, that's right. That's only us in baseball. All right, coming up next, where are we going? Where are we going?
We got Sean Newcomb.
We got BP behind us right now. Mariners are taking BP. Mariners, give them credit. The Mariner Moose, they've won 8 of their last 9. Munoz, did we get an update on his MRI?
I'd have to look. I haven't seen anything yet.
And if it comes up negative, I'm going to be like, that was one of the weakest kind of bowing out yesterday when he goes into home with Max Schumann, then gets on the mound, throws a pitch. It's like, no, I'm not going. By the way, the Mariners, if you did not know, are 13-4 in one-run games. That's the best in baseball. And they've gotten at least 5 innings from each of their starters the last 23 straight.
No update yet from what they're saying. No update. He's currently getting
Michael
treatment.
has an update.
It's the same thing he just said.
Yeah, he's getting treatment, but the word is
I was pitting the intern against Cody.
Yeah. No update. He's getting treatment, but the word is that the Mariners don't anticipate making a roster move today.
Reality is he could have pitched yesterday. He was in a pinch.
He's feeling a little better.
Yeah.
Birthday boy yesterday, Scott Service said.
When did that happen?
What?
Last night. What time did that happen?
I was in the ninth inning.
And when was that report?
Like an hour ago? No, 25 minutes ago or so.
So how many hours are in between that moment at the plate and where that report was?
Say at least 18.
Oh, that's very generous, isn't it?
well, 9 to, what is it now, 5, so it's 4. So we're looking at, 18, 19.
18 hours, everything's just dramatically different. Yeah. You don't think he could have gone?
Maybe.
Today's players. M starters, 23 straight games of at least 5 innings. What do you think their starter ERA is during that span?
I saw the number. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it's pretty good.
321.
I was going to say.
Is that any good?
And Logan Gilbert pitching tonight. One of 3 guys. That
But I like Joey Estes, and I'm going to keep saying it. I've had it said to me again today, and I don't mean to. I'm not trying to be hot take. I'm not trying to make a.
That was yesterday.
Okay. No hot takes on a Wednesday. All I'm saying is the guys that were hurt weren't throwing the ball well. And I've mentioned that now to the pitching coach. He seemed fine with what I had to say, and I kind of feel that way right now. Like
it's in the notes, too.
I'd rather see Joey Estes. It says that in the end.
It says, well, they're without Stripling and Wood and Blackburn. And
those guys have 5 ERAs.
Yeah.
Stripling and Wood had 5 ERAs. What do you are you ever missing someone with a 5 ERA?
I'm going to go with no.
Oh. Sean Newcomb, left-hander, back through last night, joins us next right here on A's Cast Live.
Whether it's a midweek trip to the ballpark to catch a game or a weekend of baseball for the family, grab your tickets for an A's game this season. Secure your seats today for all the biggest matchups, fireworks, drone shows, giveaways, and more. Don't miss out on all the things happening this season.
Rose and Seth. It's a drive into center. It's deep, and Straw is back at the track. He will turn and watch it fly.
So grab yours now at athletics.com/tickets. That's athletics.com/tickets.
Where does one community end and the next begin? Across the railroad tracks? On the other side of the river? Is it between the east side and the west side? At Comerica Bank, we believe it's all one community, and we're all part of it. That's why Comerica has invested over $20 million for affordable housing, financial education, and workforce development in lower-income communities. Because when we raise expectations for everyone, we all rise. Member FDIC, Equal Opportunity Lender.
Baseball season is officially here, and there's no better time to build your collection of Topps trading cards. Topps packs feature everything from top stars, rookies, game-used memorabilia, and autographs from players around the league, as well as special inserts and surprises. Visit your local hobby shop, retailers, and Topps.com to collect the first product of the season, Topps Baseball Series 1. Follow @Topps on social media to join the conversation and start sharing your collection today.
This is the place where you can dance like nobody's watching, win like nobody's business, and get away like you mean it. So what are you waiting for? Come join the party. Take that evening out and make it a night you'll never forget. This kind of action can't be beat.
Hi, fans. This season, Kingsford Capital Management is the official hedge fund sponsor of the Oakland A's. At Kingsford, down to business is their way of seeing the world. Investing has its pitfalls, treacherous chasms of half-truth and despair. Kingsford's mission is to create opportunity through application of proven innovation and entrepreneurial focus with trust, tenacity, loyalty, and growth, establishing a strong reputation as a proven intendant and validated bedrock of American finance. Kingsford Capital, down to business.
With the sunshine returning, it's time for golf, and more golf at Cinnabar Hills Golf Club. Cinnabar Hills is also your destination for great food with their beautiful renovated restaurant and quality craft beer selection at their full bar. Featuring a grass driving range and 27 championship caliber holes, Cinnabar Hills Golf Club is the best public course in the Bay Area. For more information, go to cinnabarhills.com. That's cinnabarhills.com.
This is Chris Townsend. There are 2 things that are a must for me: comfort and style. Whether I'm playing golf, going to dinner, I've got to have the right feel. That's why I've partnered with Linksole, and you're going to love Linksole. They have just released their new spring line, new fabrics for their polos, lightweight and perfect for technical performance. Linksole also has new styles for their layers and hoodies with cool prints and seasonal colors. You know what they say in the big leagues: look good, play good. Go to linksole.com. That's linksole.com.
Ever wondered what a 30-foot tall pistachio looks like? A giant redwood or Big Sur? Chevron with Techron will be there to help you see them and tons of other places you have to see to believe. Because with unbeatable mileage and a clean engine, cars feel great. So next time you want to fill up on a little adventure, an awkward family photo, or a new commute to work, make sure to fill up at Chevron's along the way. Your car and your memories will thank you. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
If you're looking for a new mattress, Nest Bedding has you covered. Sleep on the same mattress Hall of Famer Ricky Henderson sleeps on. Nest Bedding is the #1 brand of online mattresses and the Bay Area's favorite mattress store. Take home the Easy Breather pillow. The New York Times calls it their #1 pick. You can navigate their easy-to-use website, nestbedding.com. That's nestbedding.com. Green and gold fans, use the coupon code Oakland, and you'll get 10% off your entire order. Nest Bedding. Love where you sleep.
Introducing Ultimate Speed for Business, our fastest internet plans yet. Now existing customers could get up to triple the speeds at no additional cost, and it's all from Comcast Business.
Get started with internet and security for $49.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year contract. Plus, ask how to get up to an $800 prepaid card with a qualifying internet package. In 6/23/24, restrictions apply. New customers only with 150 megabits per second internet and security edge. EcoBell and auto pay required. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra. Up to 3 times downloads for existing essential and standard internet customers.
If you're looking for a great place to eat and watch games, go see our friends at the Chicken Pie Shop of Walnut Creek. The Chicken Pie Shop is one of the hottest restaurants in Walnut Creek. You're not going to find a better menu, and come try their world-famous chicken pie that has been served in Southern California for 86 years. Spacious indoor and outdoor dining, perfect for your next private party or corporate event. Don't forget free parking. For more information, go to chickenpieshopwc.com. That's chickenpieshopwc.com.
And the underdogs Oakland Athletics win their first championship since they were in Philadelphia in 1930.
Hi, I'm Raleigh Fingers, Hall of Famer, 3-time World Series champion with the Oakland A's and World Series MVP. Winning takes teamwork, skill, and heart. So when you need an ace for a personal injury lawyer that will win you the game, go with the winning team. Call Venardi Zerata at 833-VZ for me, or go to vzlawfirm.com. Venardi Serrata, the official injury law firm of the Oakland A's.
Like sports, business is about winning. Championship decisions are business decisions based on what it takes to help your company win. And that's why there's UBO Business Services, specializing in helping you win every day by streamlining workflows, managing documents, and providing the best-in-class office technology. Make your championship decision with UBO Business Services. Visit them at ubeo.com. That's ubeo.com.
The A's YouTube page is your go-to destination for A's video content. Get access to great highlights, exclusive behind-the-scenes content, classic games, A's Cast Live, and more. Visit youtube.com/athletics.
You're listening to A's Cast Live. Here's Chris Townsend.
You know, when I look up into the stands, there's one person that I look at, it's like I see myself. It's like a mirror image. That one person is right field Will. It's like I see myself. The great right. He's got a big beer in his hand. He's got the greatest hat in the world, the spring training hat on. If I had a cap, I'd tip it to you, my friend. His voice is better than mine, though.
He does have a good voice.
I'm taller than he is, though, but he's got a better voice. And when I say I'm taller, it's not really saying by much. This is not like Bill Walton and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar we're talking about here as friends. How are we doing?
Good. You ready for Newcomb?
I could just keep talking. I mean, I could talk through the whole game. I don't know. I had my coffee later today. I think it's kicked in. Cody, I feel strong today. I feel like I could go out and pitch today.
Oh, that's a good or a bad thing.
Oh, God, that would not be a good thing. My last outing, I want to say, was against St. Mary's.
Long time ago.
It was either St. Mary's or Reno. UNR, when UNR was good. I don't know if UNR is good anymore. Scott Service, 2 days in a row, the manager of the Mariners is throwing BP. See, that's the stuff we get to see. Bob Melvin always liked throwing BP. And I remember, and Melvin throwing me BP. Because remember how big Melvin was? Melvin's like 6'6".
He's a big guy.
He's a big dude. And he's up there, boom, and he's got a good arm. Boom, he's kept him in shape. And I always was like, why are you out there huffing and puffing? Because Melvin wanted to know how his hitters were swinging it. And Scott Service is doing the same thing. See, that's the kind of inside stuff you do not get from any show, because no other shows like this. You've got the manager. Service just had his birthday yesterday. Best friends with Vince Cotroneo. Did Vince pick up the cake? Did Vince get the cake?
That's what I heard. It's 57 now for Service.
So Service, there is that thing where you want to know how your offense is going, because they've just had a tough thing to do. They just fired their offensive coordinator. His last name was Brown. I know his nickname was
Brent Brown.
Brownie.
Brent Brown.
We have our Brownie. They had their Brownie, their offensive coordinator, who had only been here for a couple months.
Yeah, they hired him in the offseason.
And they fired him. And, oh, by the way, I got the name, Brent Brown, since they fired him, do you know what they've done?
They're scoring like 5 runs a game or something like that, right?
They're scoring 5.8 runs per game.
6.
So if we round it up 6, that's 23 runs in 4 games. So how does that make you feel if you're Brent Brown? They fire you because you're the bench coach and you're the offensive coordinator. They fire you, they get hot, and they start scoring runs. Now, there's 2 ways to take that. Glass half full to say, see, what we were working on worked, or they really needed a new voice.
I think it was probably, I think the new voice, but maybe that's new instruction. I don't know.
Sean Newcomb is an interesting guy because he's a left-hander with tremendous size, and he hasn't been healthy, had knee surgery, then something kind of happened in spring training, didn't feel great, got the PRP injection, and he's been gone, right? Out of sight, out of mind. You kind of forgot about him. Showed up last night for the A's, threw well for 2 innings, and he joined us earlier today right here on A's Cast Live. Great to have you back on A's Cast Live. Good to see you back on the mound yesterday. How are you?
I'm doing well. Felt good to finally get back out there, get those 2 innings under my belt and get rolling.
Yeah, I got to think sitting and rehabbing, and then you're going through the whole process and not doing baseball stuff a little bit after spring training, that's got to drive you nuts.
Yeah, for sure, especially being at the games and not being able to be a part of that. Just coming to the Coliseum every day just to rehab and not play is definitely wears on you for sure.
Yeah, what is that like? Like, what are you doing all day? I mean, because you have the work you have to do, but games are going on. Just take us through that process, because a lot of people, we don't know what it's like for a guy who's injured trying to work his way back.
Yeah, I mean, you try to keep the day as baseball-like as you can and show up and be here with the guys to, just be a part of it and be a part of what's going on, but you still got to get your work in. Usually there's a chunk of the rehab guys that come in early, get your work done to kind of like like stretch BP and everything, get your work in. And it's definitely tedious, just day in, day out, kind of having to do the same thing sort of, but you got to kind of trust the process and just kind of know you got to take it one day at a time. You're not going to make big leaps in one day necessarily, and just kind of stick with that.
And how tough was that? Because you're going through spring training. When did you have the knee surgery? Was it right after the season?
It was, we had like a week or 2 left in the season last year.
Okay, and then you had it.
Yeah, my last outing was like mid-September. Had that and just worked on rehabbing it during the off season.
Then you get into spring training and then it starts barking again.
Yeah, it just started barking. I mean, nothing was like structurally wrong. Nothing was, it was just kind of a short window since the surgery. So there was just time to kind of hit the brakes and just make sure we were in a good spot. That was pretty much all we were doing there.
So lower half, 100%. What does that do for you? Maybe a little bit time. You probably have had wear and tear your whole life. You've been pitching. What does that do for you maybe from a positive standpoint physically when you do sit out, that now your arm's got to feel as strong as it can be?
Yeah, arm feels good. It's more of just the entire body thing, just kind of touching up on your routine and just figuring out the new things you got to do to feel good. About to be 31 here in June, so definitely got to change things up from what I was doing 8 and 10 years ago when I was first getting started. So it's just kind of, part of that ever-changing routine that we all got going on.
So you're not eating the same things the way you used to, huh?
Yeah, no.
Metabolism gets us all. It starts to change. Now, but the cool thing, too, is like to see you out there last night, just knowing, like, you're back, you can pitch, you're healthy. Just from a peace of mind, tell the fans what that's like when you know you can go out and be you again.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of, when you're in a rehab process, you're kind of just wondering what's going to happen at the end of it and wondering when you're going to get back. So to finally just get back to what I feel is normal, back in the groove with all the guys and normal schedule daily, is just kind of very relieving. There's nothing really to worry about. It's just back to baseball. So
when you look at the team that you left last year and the team that you joined this year, how different is the team?
Not too different. I mean, there's obviously a lot more young guys, different guys that have been coming up from Vegas and whatnot, but it's definitely changing in a good direction. There's a bunch of talent around here. There's a bunch of good young guys. I mean, you see it every night. You see a bunch of flashes of what's to come for, the athletics and everything, and it's for sure positive. It's growing.
Yeah, because I didn't get that sense. You tell me, did you get that sense last year? Only 50 wins. The change was crazy. This year, you see the hope. You see that in the future, this will get better.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. Everywhere you go is a little bit different, but they definitely got the talent. I feel like that's the one thing that I noticed when I got here was the young guys, the young core, just like the baseball feel around the clubhouse and everything. It's as good as it gets. There's a bunch of baseball people doing good things here. So, I mean, it's pretty much right where they need to be. I mean, it's just going to take a little bit of time, and, we're feeling good. There's a lot, when there's some losses, they're close games, and it's just all part of it, just learning experiences and learning how to kind of take advantage of those different moments, runners in scoring position, little errors, and just cleaning that up. And it's just happening more and more each day.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. It's the word competitive. Just talk about how it's just far more competitive around here than what we saw last season.
I mean, I think it really boils down to just getting out there and getting that experience and getting your feet wet in the big leagues. There's a bunch of guys that did that last year, and now they're back and feeling good about themselves. They know what to expect. They know what it feels like when you step out on the field. And I think it really just guys just are realizing that it's still just baseball, and that, there's not much different. It's still 60 feet, 90 feet. All the different dimensions are the same. It's just going out and doing what we've been doing for years.
Now, when you think about being left-handed and you think about your age doesn't matter, right? You're left-handed. You get people out. You can play as long as you want to play.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you see it all the time. There's different examples of that all over the league. But, I mean, just kind of where I'm at, I feel like I'm just getting started. I'm already 30, 31 here. So it's just more of a mentality than anything.
Well, hey, thanks so much for stopping by and doing it before the game. We appreciate it. It's great to have you back on the mound. Be well, be healthy, and we'll talk to you later in the season.
Yes, sir. Good talking. Thank you.
Oh, man. Good to have him back. Tall left-hander coming down on you. By the way, just got this great picture. I'll bring it up for everybody. If you're listening, I'm sorry you can't see it. Can you see that with the light, by the way?
No, it's really hard to see.
Really?
But I can see the orange a little bit.
That's Fran Riordan and Road Trip Mike. Fran Riordan and Road Trip Mike. The great Fran Riordan, now the all-time leading
324 wins in Las Vegas.
Most wins as a manager ever in Las Vegas history. Can you put up the picture real quick? I got this from Road Trip Mike also. You see right there, that's the Chihuahua dog in El Paso. Chihuahua dog, the fighting Chihuahuas. It's my favorite of all the sports teams in the United States of America. The Chihuahua, it's the best. The fighting Chihuahuas is the best mascot there is. All beef, bacon wrapped hot dog, topped with pinto beans, pico de gallo, nacho cheese, guacamole, drizzled with mayonnaise, mustard, ketchup, PCs available. And ketchup PCs available. What do you think of that hot dog?
I mean,
the Chihuahua dog.
It's full screen right there for everyone to see.
Huh?
Interesting.
Would you woof down the Chihuahua? I would woof down the Chihuahua dog. My favorite part is you fry up a hot dog and then you fry more bacon. You fry up more pork to wrap around it, bacon. Isn't that incredible?
Yeah.
You fry up pork and then you fry up more pork to wrap around it. So fried pork with fried pork. What possibly could go wrong?
Cholesterol.
The Chihuahua dog, courtesy of the great Road Trip Mike, who was in El Paso supporting the Athletics, Las Vegas Aviators, and the all-time winningest manager in Las Vegas minor league history, the manager of the Las Vegas Aviators, the great Fran Riordan.
Correct, yeah. Good. I'm happy for Fran. I might send Fran the clip of us congratulating him.
All right.
I'm sure he'll appreciate it. He'd probably appreciate it if we put someone through this table for him instead, but
As Bill's Mafia, or what Emo had to say. Emo said congratulations.
Oh yeah.
To him
Maybe
too.
you know what? Maybe I'll send him that. Us and that.
How does Clay Wood feel about it? He doesn't care. Clay Wood is steady Eddie. It doesn't matter if it's heat, if it's wet, if it's rainy. Clay Wood's not affected. That's why you need the captain of the ship to be steady. Clay Wood understands how to run the ship. And if the ship's going down, Clay Wood's going down with it. And he has no idea what I'm talking about. All right, Ryne Stanek, one of our all-time favorite opposing pitchers. Hopefully one day he will be an A. We found out today the A's did talk to him. They have talked to him before.
Progress.
That's progress. We got to get the big flowing hair here. He would be great coming out of the bullpen. Here is Ryne Stanek. By the way, after this, that's it for A's Cast Live. We're getting you ready for A's baseball. A's and the Mariners game 2 of the 3-game set on A's Cast and the A's Radio Network. We are not on tomorrow because it's a day game. We are back on Friday at 4 o'clock.
In the treehouse.
In the treehouse. Who's in town?
It is the Blue Jays. And I'm pretty sure I was trying to match it up. Looks like it could be Bassey pitching on Friday.
Is it possible that Guerrero and Bichette are traded by Friday?
I'm going to go no, but, stranger things have happened.
Justin Turner, the Redbeard.
Who else is on the team can be traded? Gossman.
Springer, who went yard yesterday.
He's been hitting well lately. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else on that team's trade. Over
the weekend, we want to get Bassey. It's the only time in town.
I would try, but we won't be able to get on Friday because he's pitching. If it stays that way.
I said the weekend.
Oh.
See, when I say that, I'm already going to be here.
Oh, no, that's not true. You're doing television.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, who's going to be here? I'll be here Sunday. You won't be here.
No, I'll be in the studio.
Oh, the air conditioning.
I'm Chris Townsend live, NBC Sports California. I did get the haircut today. Just getting ready for
We're efforting Tim Hudson to come on Friday. He'll be here on Sunday for Alumni Sundays. First one kicks off. That'll be our big guest. Well, besides Kotze.
Oh, yeah, we got Kotze lined up for Friday already.
So,
Huddy, get Huddy.
David Force wants to do it next week. Usually David Force is our traditional opener in the treehouse, but next week we'll get him on the road.
We have Mariner fans right here. Are you proud to be a Mariner fan? Are you really? Do you go, man, all the World Series appearances, all the playoffs, it's been too much. It's too much championships. Do you say that as a Mariner fan? All right. He's happy now they're in first place.
Yeah.
You hit about as good as everybody else, but good luck. I've always liked the colors.
Well, you know what's saying about the Moose?
Griffey was overrated.
I was more of a Jay Buhner guy.
Is it wrong to be ripping Mariner fan? You go that way. Ripping Mariner fans, something wrong with that? I'm just having a little fun. You really proud to be from the Pacific Northwest?
Some people are. I like it up there.
It's so beautiful.
I do like it.
It rains every day.
Not in the summer.
How can it be rain? It rains what's it? Check Seattle right now. Is Seattle raining right now? What is it? Overcast? What? If it's so beautiful there, why does it rain so much?
I've been to Seattle twice in the summer. It didn't rain one day.
Everybody's depressed. Oh, great. Yeah, you've been there twice. What is it? 67 and Sunday. Oh, it's never sunny there. They're all depressed. Why do you think grunge bands all came from there? They're depressed. They're hyped up on coffee, and it's never sunny there.
You know what we need to play Friday, maybe? The audio I sent you of Mad Dog being excited that his family's going on vacation.
Mad Dog, our guy, the Radio Hall of Famer, and I know some A's fans, you don't like him, I get it, but we love him because in my industry, he's God. In my industry, talk radio, sports talk radio that I grew up in, that paid my bills, took care of my family, the Mad Dog Chris Russo is king. He admitted to now he does all the work. Now he's made millions being on a Sirius XM, the millions, and he's still making a ton of money with ESPN. On his gig today with Stephen A. Smith.
I have it. You want to play it real quick?
He admits his wife, and because I know his daughter's in college, but
I think he said sons. Yeah,
his sons are. He admits he's doing edibles and playing golf. Roll the tape.
Leaving Kennedy at 8:45. Bon voyage. The lovely wife, the sons, they're all out. You got it. So it is a happy weekend for yours truly. It's G squared. You know what G squared means? No. Gummies and golf. Oh, baby, I got nobody home.
Are you telling me you started off this segment by celebrating the fact that your wife and kids...
I've done it once before. In the middle of the summer, I got the whole house to myself. I can be blown away and hit the golf ball. That's number one. Okay.
And it has a name, G squared.
G squared. All right, here we go.
That's on ESPN.
Blown away.
That's on ESPN. How far have we come? The Mad Dog in ESPN is talking about edibles. He's going to get high. He's going to ingest, not smoke. 10 years ago, is that happening? 5 years ago, is that happening?
3 years ago.
3 years ago, where it's like, oh, that's cool. He's doing edibles. Where a prominent sportscaster is on ESPN, Disney, talking about edibles and playing golf. It's golf, not golf. But how about that? How the world has changed.
Blown away and hitting golf balls.
Mad Dog Chris Russo celebrating his wife and kids are out. He's doing edibles and playing golf. And everybody on ESPN is like, I can't believe he said about his wife. He's saying that about edibles. Oh, my God. The world has changed. And that's, remember, ESPN's Disney. If there's anybody that's more uptight, no one's more uptight than Disney. All righty. We'll see you on Friday. Here's Ryne Stanek from the Seattle Mariners. Joining us here on A's Cast Live. It doesn't matter if he's a Ray. It doesn't matter if he's an Astro and he's now a Mariner. Our guy Ryne Stanek is with us once again here on A's Cast Live. How are you? How you been?
Been good, man. Can't complain. Yeah, just living in the PNW now.
Well, I mean, the Pacific Northwest, you think about, we'll get into some Arkansas football. We'll talk a little SEC, but you think about your travels going from Florida, then you're going to Houston, and now the Pacific Northwest. Completely opposite, different deal.
Yeah, all kinds of different vibes in all my stops. I've been in Tampa and Miami and Houston and Seattle now. Like, the vibes in every spot are wildly different.
And when we think about how this is going this year, I know the offense hasn't been great, but you're in first place. Just talk about the pitching. The pitching, especially the starting pitching for the Mariners, has been lights out.
Yeah, our starters are really good, and like, it's hard to say it enough with how well they're doing and how much like the bullpen benefits from them being able to eat innings and throw the ball as well as they have. Yeah, we've had good games, bad games, but we've been pretty steady so far this year, and I mean it's always a good thing when you're in first for however you have to play to get there.
You know, it's like to be on great teams. Where would you rate this team? I know we got a long way to go, or give me the potential of this team.
Oh, I mean, the talent level on this team is pretty stupid. Like, we've been pretty banged up. Like, we've got like Polo on the IL right now. Just guys that have been periodically hurt here and there and had to battle through some like injuries and just stuff like that. Like, Wu came back from missing the first month or so. So we've been kind of bit by the injury bug a little bit, and just some bangs and bruises and just kind of typical things. But when you're missing guys here and there,
yeah,
it really does kind of, I don't say hold you back, but like you're like, man, like when we finally get healthy, and I'm like, and I know that's something that like a lot of teams say at this point. It's like when we finally get fully healthy, like it's a pretty damn special team.
Take us through like when you're going through like one of the great seasons. Like, you've been on some great teams. At this time of the year, you don't need to be peaking right now. You need to be winning, though. But at some point, you want to be playing your best baseball towards the end of the season. How important is this part of the season, where we are in June, about to get into the dog days of summer?
It's super important. These are the times where you're just trying to stack wins. Like you said, you don't want to you don't want to be the team that peaks in June and July, because then that team tends to fall off come August, September. You want to be like steady building, playing quality baseball, winning the games you can win, not making stupid mistakes. Just, you know what I mean? Just playing good, fundamental, sound baseball that allows you to win games. And every series you win just is another like, hey, okay, we win 2 or 3 here, we win 2 or 3 here, we win 2 or 3 here. By the time August, September rolls around, if you won 2 or 3 every week, you're in a pretty dang good spot. So I think that's right now. This is the time of year where you're just out there trying to win series. Like sweeps are great, but win series period is like the goal.
You're obviously out to another good start. Let's just talk about your game, how you're feeling right now. You got some saves, you got some wins. You've been throwing the ball real well.
Yeah, I've been doing all right. Kind of was snake bit a little early for part of it, like some BABIP to death things. But yeah, no, I mean it's been all right. I've been throwing in some leverage and been able to snake a couple doves and yeah.
Some vulture wins.
Yeah. I mean, I'd rather have those be saves or holds, but I mean, because wins don't really do a whole lot for a reliever. But it's just good to get the job done and for us to be winning baseball games. Really, that's kind of all that matters.
What's it like to look back? Because when we were having you on back in the day when you were with the Rays, you were the opener, you were the guy, right? What is it like to look back at that experience? And do you look back fondly? Did you like it? Or do you look back and go, it was kind of a waste of a time. Wish I didn't do it because it didn't help you when you start talking about, getting money and arbitration or anything with contracts. Just when you look back at the whole thing, how do you feel?
I mean, it was a cool gig, obviously financially. It is going through ARB with it. All those starts became worthless and didn't do anything ARB-wise. So it definitely financially in those situations holds the player back pretty substantially. But as a mold to win some games in a kind of a creative way, like it worked well at the time. And I think so much of it is predicated on the personnel that you have at the moment. To make it successful, because a lot of teams tried it and it's not worked as well for some teams and it's worked all right for some teams. I think it's definitely more predicated to like who you have on the roster that's actually doing it versus just anybody doing it, because I don't think it's something that just as a whole is going to work at all times regardless of who's doing it. But yeah, no, I mean, I look back fondly on it because I mean, it was weird, and a lot of people had a lot of things to say about it, and it was kind of funny.
Totally weird. You were like this new thing. Like you got done. Let's say it was one of those games where you only threw 1 inning, right? You come out and you're the first inning. What do you do for the rest of the game?
You go into the training room, get your stuff done. You maybe get a lift in, and then go back out and watch the rest of the baseball game. You said because like there's nothing else you can do. They can't put you back in.
No,
you're like, well, I am done. There's nothing that anybody could do to get me back in this baseball game. So it's
literally 7:07. I got 3 outs and I'm done.
Yeah. It was pretty weird at times because you're like, wow, I can't believe that went really quick. But you just kind of try to get all your stuff done as fast as possible so you can get back and watch the rest of the game and cheer on your guys.
All right, let's end on this. We've got a whole new football season coming. It is a different world. New teams coming in the SEC, new teams coming into the Big Ten, the ACC. No longer do we have a Pac-12. Well, we got 2 teams in the Pac-12, but the Pac-12 as we know it is gone. What do you think? SEC football, Razorback football, any expectations? What are you thinking?
I don't know. I always have expectations with Arkansas football, and I've been let down pretty hard a few times. I don't know. I thought they were going to be vastly improved last year, and they showed some signs of life, and then kind of fell off. So I'm hoping they build on that. Conference realignment, all that stuff it's a joke. Like the fact that Who's now in the Big Ten? It's UCLA. Is in the Big Ten.
And USC.
Yeah, like that's the most.
Oregon and Washington.
Yeah, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
Now
like, get rid of the
Texas and Oklahoma's coming in the SEC.
Yeah, like you might as well get rid of all the conferences. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Like, more or less, you're going to have a couple teams that are like rivals and whatever. I don't know. Looking at it anymore. they should just do away with conferences, and I don't even know how to fix it. It's just all ridiculous. It all feels just like whoever can like grab the most money from whoever, they're gonna go jump in that conference, and then it doesn't matter what anybody else says. It's yeah. College sports right now is in a weird place that it's
weird.
Yeah, it's about time that the people that are playing are getting some sort of compensation for it, because like if they're able to, they should be able to. That is my thought. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about all the conference realignment stuff. It feels kind of like a joke to me.
Well, you know what? Mariners pitching staff is no joke. You guys are in first place. Always appreciate the time. We'll talk to you later on during the season.
Appreciate it. Good to be here.
Ryne Stanek of the Seattle Mariners right here on A's Cast Live. This is Chris Townsend. I'm proud to announce our year 2 partnership with Link Soul. They've changed my wardrobe, and they can do the same for you. And right now, their spring collection is fabulous. Natural fabrics and versatile styles, perfect for this time of the year. And they want to introduce their performance line for golf, premium for on-course apparel design, and to keep you cool and dry. Check it all out, linksoul.com. That's linksoul.com. Remember, look good, play good.
This has been a presentation of the Oakland Athletics.